What's up, everybody, and welcome back to my channel for another one. Good morning, wherever you are. I hope you're having a great Monday. Monday starting off just like a Monday, but you know how that goes. Quick housekeeping rules before we begin into all the crypto news. My Twitter, I am on Twitter. My Twitter is TV with Trey. I talk about all things crypto. And if you like what I talk about, please make sure to give me a like or a follow on Twitter. I'm not as active as I would like to be, but I am active on there. If I'm not posting something, I'm either liking or I'm sharing or I'm commenting on it. I'm really friendly, so just please make sure you give me the follow on there. And while we talk about Twitter, I'm also on TikTok. TikTok is still TV with Trey. That's the same. It's the same across all platforms: Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok. I don't have an Instagram just yet, but I'm thinking about creating one. But I am on TikTok. I talk about crypto as well. I just posted a video that talks about why XRP is being suppressed. So if you want to know why XRP has been suppressed, it's a quick 10-second video. So make sure you go over to TV with Trey on TikTok and find out the answer. I have the answer. So please head over there. All right, we're going to get straight into the news. There's a lot of news that's going on in Bitcoin right now since the Bitcoin market is down. And I think that you should know what's going on. So, after a meeting with the SEC, Grayscale and the SEC had that private meeting. We got the news last week, so I'm assuming it happened 2 weeks ago. And what is up with that? Anytime we hear something late, it's already been done. Kind of like a lot of things that's going on right now, right? But we're going to specifically talk about this here because this stood out to me. Since Grayscale and the SEC had that private meeting maybe 2 weeks ago, maybe 3, who knows? We just got the news last week that it happened, right? Since we got the news last week that they got news, trying to make a spot ETF, I can guarantee you one of the things that Grayscale told them is that, hey, if you don't move and if you don't move quick, we're going to take our business elsewhere. And they have taken their business elsewhere right now, because right now, a Bitcoin investment giant, Grayscale, which holds no introduction because we know who they are, debuts an ETF in Europe. This is crazy because the fact that every other place is having a Bitcoin ETF, a Bitcoin spot ETF. And we talked about a Bitcoin spot ETF last week in my last video. But for those that are coming in right now that don't know what a Bitcoin spot ETF is, it's clearly a Bitcoin spot ETF is an ETF that settles transactions in Bitcoins, that settles in Bitcoin daily. That means this company has to purchase Bitcoin to actually start the ETFs, and they have to settle the transactions in ETF versus a Bitcoin futures cash settled ETF. A Bitcoin futures cash settled ETF is an ETF that settles in cash that does not touch the crypto itself, known as Bitcoin. It just mimics the price. And it really doesn't even mimic the price. It just gives exposure to investors who want to be exposed to the cash market of crypto, to the cash market of a Bitcoin cash futures. Of a Bitcoin ETF settled in cash versus a Bitcoin ETF settled in Bitcoin. That's all it is. We want the Bitcoin spot ETFs because it settles in Bitcoin and not cash daily. But I can guarantee you that Grayscale told the SEC that they want to have business in the U.S. market, and they are showing who really is the boss by taking their business to Europe. Grayscale announced its first European ETF listing on the London Stock Exchange, Borsa Italiana, and Deutsche Börse Xetra. This isn't the first time that Grayscale said that they were going to take their business elsewhere. They took it elsewhere last year, also creating an ETF. People are just doing a lot of things when it comes to Bitcoin ETF, but the U.S. is still the ones that are still behind in this. And it's just absolutely absurd. It says crypto investment giant Grayscale is expanding operations by launching a new crypto link traded fund in Europe, and as Grayscale officially announced its first ETF as of May 16th. That is today. Is that today? May 16th today? Yep, today is May 16th. So yes, the new ticker symbol is GFOF. The ETF will also be passported for sale across Europe. This is insane, folks. Make this make sense. Bitcoin's been around since Bitcoin was first mined, saying mining Bitcoin knows by the great Hal Finley back in 2009 with that famous tweet. But then after that, 2010, Bitcoin was actually starting to be a name being traded in Mt. Gox. Before Mt. Gox had that big exploitation of that hack, right? Everybody, you can get Bitcoin pennies on the dollar. And I wish I was in it back then. I wish I would have known what I know now. But you know what? We're in the game now. You're following me. You're up. You keep up to that. Make sure you smash those likes and hit that subscribe button. But here's the thing. The U.S. is going to get lost and it's going to get left behind because every other country, every other nation, every other place, who knows, even outer space, has adopted Bitcoin and has recognized Bitcoin as a digital asset that is not going anywhere. The only other institution that has not recognized this is the IMF, and that's the International Monetary Fund. The International Monetary Fund, IMF, keeps telling people that Bitcoin holds a risk. Bitcoin is inefficient. Bitcoin is slow. I get it. The transactions are slow, but once you're on the Lightning Network, I don't see it being slow anymore. The only negative thing about the Bitcoin Lightning Network is that in order to open and close the channel, you have to have the same amount of Bitcoin to open it, and you have to have the same amount of Bitcoin to close it. That is the only issue that I have. But other than that, I do agree with JP Morgan Chase how the Bitcoin Lightning Network is far more superior than Visa because the Lightning Network, it was designed to be exactly that, lightning fast. Okay, so we got that out the way. I do want you to know that just because I am talking about Bitcoin mainly today, that does not mean that I don't like other cryptos. I believe in other cryptos. I just believe that there's one crypto that will make the market go up, and there was one crypto that would make the market go down, and that is Bitcoin itself. And we need to start the day off right with Bitcoin. If Bitcoin's week starts off really bad, then other cryptos will have a really bad week. But right now, all that's in the news right now, there's no FUD in the news right now when it comes to that. Either the FUD is being resolved for uncertainty of doubt, or the FUD is being confirmed as no longer FUD. And that's usually what happens when Bitcoin goes on a major run for a long period of time. The FUD comes out. And while the FUD comes out, you're going to hear people saying, oh, it's time to sell. It's time to sell. And then next thing you know, once somebody sells, you're going to see this big institution come in saying, we just bought the dip. We just bought the dip. You're right. And me as a content creator, as a YouTuber who actually talks about crypto every day, all day, even when he sleep, in his dreams, in his nightmares, we're trying to let you know that when it comes to FUD, when it comes to a big market crash, when it comes to a planned attack like I believe Terra stablecoin was, to actually talk about how it's time to regulate stablecoins, which that's what they were doing. That's what Gary Gensler has been saying. The moment he came in, he believes that the stablecoin is a wild, wild west and it could be volatile. And everybody on the other hand is sitting there and saying, no, stablecoin is supposed to be stable. But at the same time, this stablecoin drops to almost 67 cents, causing everybody to lose money. There was a tweet out there not too long ago, and I forgot who it was. I'm so sorry I forgot your name. That when it came to that tweet, $1 million investment is now worth $3 when it comes to the Terra stablecoin and the Terra actual cryptocurrency. That is insane. That does not make sense. So you can see how the narrative is actually switching, and now it's going from red to green. The market is trying to pick up, but it hasn't quite picked up all the way. I believe that myself, the market is actually going to pick up once it goes to about 32 to 35K Bitcoin, that is, because then that pulls up the rest of the market. Alt season, I believe we missed an alt season, so we can pack that up into after crypto winter. Crypto winter is probably going to be December if the lawsuit is over by then. I'm sorry, if the lawsuit is over by December, then we won't have a crypto winter, because then that means XRP would have decoupled from Bitcoin and would actually raise up the other markets. But that's on a whole nother ball game. But I say that because, the narrative has switched now from, oh, Bitcoin is bad except for one institution, to, okay, we need to adopt Bitcoin, and we need to look into Bitcoin and see what it can do. Because Bitcoin, even though Bitcoin can power a nation and runs on a lot of energy, I mean, you still have carbon credit solutions that investments are willing to pay in order to have Bitcoin still be considered okay. Because now if you're paying for a carbon credit solution or a carbon credit solutions, then and you paying it towards the government's going to look the other way. I mean, that's just the name of the game. The government wants more money from you in order for a crypto related asset to be okay. And that's what actually may happen. But what other people don't know is that you know, Bitcoin has been running on renewable energy for quite some time. So I keep hearing the left hand say, you know, Bitcoin is slow, inefficient, and wastes up a lot of energy. And then on the other hand, you have the Lightning Network. Bitcoin is fast, Bitcoin is efficient, and Bitcoin runs on renewable energy. So there's the left and there's the right. We just have to get a middle ground so we can say, okay, we know Bitcoin is king right now. We know Bitcoin is going to always be king until something else replaces it and dethrones it. But right now we need to work with what we have. And what we have is not horrible. Of course, there's other cryptos out there that can and will be better. But just like there's multiple credit cards, every credit card has their own function. Every credit card has their own functionality. Every credit card has their own utility. Every credit card has something beneficial towards you as the retail consumer / retail investor that allows you to do what you want to do when you want to do it. So why can't crypto be the same thing? That's just what I'm saying. But the only way that we can allow it to do what we want to do and let it function how we want to let it function is if the U.S. finally gets off its high horse. The SEC, that is, if the SEC finally gets off its high horse and allow us to create a Bitcoin spot ETF. Because once the Bitcoin spot ETF happens, the floodgates will happen. Bitcoin will actually shoot up. There's no doubt about it. Even though we didn't need the Bitcoin ETF when we were at 20K, and we didn't need the Bitcoin ETF when we were at 70K, could you just imagine what would happen? The retail investors actually made Bitcoin go up to 70K. What do you think is going to happen when Bitcoin gets an ETF and every investment firm actually copies the paperwork of the first investment firm that got approved for a Bitcoin spot ETF? It's going to be bananas. It's going to go through the roof. It's going to be insane. But yeah, that's all I got to say for that one. Moving on. So recently, when we talked about the FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt, the market is finally starting to pick back up slowly but surely. And here's why I say slowly but surely, because 80 Bitcoin are now gone, and that's what's left in Terra's and Luna's reserve. So beginning May 8th, there was a conversion. They started converting its reserve from UST by directly executing on-chain swaps and transferring BTC to a counterpart to enable them to enter trades in large sizes and on short notice. The foundation, I believe, sold about 26,281 USDT Tether, and then I think about 23 million. I'm sorry, I think it was 26,281,67, something like that on Tether, and I think about 24 million USDC and about 50 million UST. And they sold about 5,000 BTC, which actually made the market drop. But apparently what's happened now is about 80,081 Bitcoin, or about 99.61% of all their Bitcoin on the Luna Foundation Guard reserves have been completely sold. And which is crazy because now Binance is starting to lead by example. You know what? I love Binance. Binance was like the second exchange that I had before Binance US was created. Binance was much easier So here's the thing, folks. Everybody knows Coinbase. Coinbase is the one-stop shop, but they have a lot of fees. Those fees eat me alive. Those fees will eat you alive. I had one transaction that I did back in 2017. The transactions fees, I could have bought a whole lot more if I would have just went to a platform that didn't take so much fees out. But it's just a one-stop click switch crypto exchange, and I love that about Coinbase. But then when I went to Binance, I was like, oh, this is what I've been missing. I've been eating sugar-free cookies, but now I get to sugar cookies. I'm like, wow, okay, I'm addicted to this. Let me get some more of that Binance. But then regulations started happening, and then the ICU started happening, and then people in the U.S. couldn't, and I say this with quotations, couldn't log into Binance, so they had to create Binance US, right? So, and then Binance US happened. I mean, it's still low fees, it's still great, but I do like seeing how they're leading by example. I don't necessarily like how they took off XRP from the other categories on CoinMarketCap, and I don't like how they delisted XRP, but there's still some things that they like, and there's still some things that they do that that stands out, that's top notch and top tier. And one of the things that's top notch and top tier that I believe that that actually stood out was them actually completely removing the importance of the Terra stablecoin and crypto. So that was one of the things that I actually liked about that. But yeah, this is super interesting. Now the news is coming out completely that 80,000 Bitcoin are gone. I can guarantee you that somebody bought all 80,000 of those Bitcoins because the market is trying to pull back up, and it's trying really hard. Again, once I believe we get to 32 to 35K, then I think everything's going to be okay. Yeah, here's the chart that shows what happens. Completely gone. Absolutely insane. Now they say the reason behind the disposal was actually was to support the health of the ecosystem, because the Terra stablecoin was actually a algorithmic stablecoin that was backed by Bitcoin, and the moment they dumped UST, that actually crashed the market. It was a planned crash from the inside group. I actually have a video to that where I talked about that last Friday that I'm actually putting at the very end. I really want you to watch it. It's really important. You really should. This video is getting longer than what I thought. I'm sorry, folks. I just like talking about stuff like this. But in a planned attack, this actually, even though this was supposed to be the health of the Terra ecosystem, it actually was the complete opposite, because now I don't trust Terra stablecoin. I'm waiting for the JED stablecoin to come out from Cardano's blockchain and see how that works. That is going to be something to watch for. But as far as this stablecoin right here, I believe this was a planned attack to start having a stablecoin regulation to say, oh, look, you see the Terra stablecoin, it just completely dropped, so now we got to regulate it. This is the Wild Wild West. Me being Chair Gary Gensler, I was exactly right. Let's go drop it. No, when in actuality, it was just a planned attack because they knew that this was going to happen. But yeah, this is sad for crypto. If I was coming into crypto and I saw this would make me turn away and back away, because what's going to happen is once it makes me turn away and back away, that gives the governments to come out, oh, well, since this happened to this stablecoin, we got a stablecoin for you that you can trust. It stays the same. And that's when they're going to come in and they're going to actually show what the digital dollar is, because the digital dollar is already here. The government doesn't create or innovate. The government adopts. And I believe it's USDC. It's already here. But yeah, moving on. That's my rant about Luna. Breaking 44 nations are now meeting in El Salvador to discuss Bitcoin tomorrow. This right here should tell you everything that you need to know about Bitcoin. Hey, I just wanted to stop and take a moment to welcome all of my people that are coming in to the scene from TikTok, from Twitter, and even from people browsing just YouTube. Welcome to my page. If you made it this far, if you're just now clicking into this channel, make sure you hit the like and the subscribe button. It's a free and great way to support the channel, and it doesn't cost. I mean, with everything else price rising, might as well just get some good quality content, right? But for those that do not know, and I'm gonna say this every time, Bitcoin is scarce. It's considered gold 2.0. There's only 21 million Bitcoin that's ever been created, that's ever going to happen, ever going to be. So it's really imperative that you actually understand what you are investing in. 18 million of that Bitcoin has been completely mined. The rest of that Bitcoin will be completely mined by 2140. So it's really important that you understand why this is important. Everybody is starting to adopt it. But 44 nations are meeting in El Salvador to discuss Bitcoin tomorrow, despite what the IMF said. The IMF keeps telling people not to invest in it because it's a risk. It can't be too much of a risk because here's why. Bitcoin has been around since 2009, 2010. And out of what is about to happen tomorrow, 32 central bankers and 12 financial chiefs representing 44 nations will meet in El Salvador later. Well, tomorrow's today, per the nation's president, who claimed that, among other things, the group will discuss. So here's the thing. They're going to discuss multiple things, and I can see what's about to happen. This is a millennial president. I am a millennial YouTuber. I'm nowhere near 40 right now. I'm far from 40. I'm not saying 40 is old. You know, I have friends that are 40 and up, you know, and everything like that. I love them all, you know. But when it comes to a new digital world and a new digital age, no one can see the future or the present like someone that was born in that time. And I'm not being biased about, maybe I'm a little biased about it because I was born in the 80s, right? I was born in the 80s. But here's the thing, folks. Here's the thing. You have a president, a millennial president that knows what he wants. My age group does not take no for an answer. My age group will respectfully listen to what someone older than us says, but we're still going to do our thing, and there's nothing that you can do about it. I'm telling you, it is imperative that you understand the way that a millennial was brought up, like myself. We were brought up to listen to what someone older or someone with higher power or higher authority has to say. We analyze it. We then try to make it to where it seemed like that, okay, well, if I did it with this work, and if it comes to the answer, no, it would not work for us, we will do our way. And this is what he is doing, and I applaud it. This is amazing. This is wonderful. Bitcoin adoption is happening right before our very eyes. And if you're not with the train, you will get left behind. Now, I understand that there's other cryptos out there that will be adopted. There's other cryptos that the IMF will adopt and will say is a good to go, and that is a good to go versus being a no go. But at this moment and at this time, you have to see what is happening. You have to know what is going on. You have to. You got the Central African Republic saying that they're taking part in crypto and Bitcoin. You got the Central Reserve Bank of El Salvador talking about it. You got ETFs being created in Australia. You got ETFs being created, what was it, Germany? I believe Germany also. You got Bitcoin Lightning Network being said by JP Morgan Chase that the Lightning node is far more superior than Visa. You only got I'm sorry, I said you only got 2 million more Bitcoin that's supposed to be mined by 2140. There's only 21 million Bitcoin ever in the world, and there's only 45 million millionaires. It's sad to believe that anybody that owns 0.01 Bitcoin in the future will be one of the wealthiest people in the world. The new status will possibly be, oh, I own 1 Bitcoin. What do you own versus owning like a yacht or like a mansion? Folks, I get it. This is digital money, but we're moving towards a digital world where everything is happening. Bitcoin is adopting, folks. Bitcoin is changing. Moore's law, as technology changed, so with Bitcoin, and Bitcoin has changed. Bitcoin has even though Bitcoin is slow on its main chain, on the side chains, it's not. And we have to get to the moment where we actually have to admit what's going on. Because no matter if we like it or not, Bitcoin is actually doing something. Bitcoin is making a name, and Bitcoin is paving the way, and Bitcoin is knocking out doors and knocking down walls and going and crashing through mountains to make ways for other altcoins to happen. And I hate using the term altcoins, but yeah, this is super exciting. This is super exciting. He's going to be meeting with financial institutions also as well. I can guarantee you, if they're millennials, they already have the answer. Yes. But this video is going a little bit too long. We're at 26 minutes. I'm going to go over the price and I'm going to let you go. Currently, we have a $1.2 trillion market cap. Bitcoin is 29,711. Got Ethereum at 2,032. BNB at $298. XRP 41 cents. Cardano 56 cents. Solano 54 cents. Dogecoin 8 cents. Polkadot $10.87. Avalanche $32.94. Tron 6 cents. Shiba Inu still number 15 spot. All right, everybody, that would do it for me. Sorry the video was a little bit longer than expected, but you know we gotta start the Monday off right and in a blast. Please make sure if you made it this long, smash those likes, hit that subscribe button. I could talk about this for days, talk about conspiracies theories for days, but gotta cut it short because I don't want you to get bored. But who can get bored of me? But like I said, if you want to see the video of the previous videos about my conspiracy theories, it's going to be coming up here soon. And don't forget to go to my TikTok. My TikTok is TV with Trey. This video right here, right now, it has 704 views. I explain why XRP is being suppressed in literally 10 to 13 seconds. So you don't want to miss it. And make sure you hit the follow button over there too. All right, folks, I love you all. Please make sure to remember to always stay focused, stay locked in. Peace.